What's going on, everyone? It's me, your favorite person, and we're back with another episode of Should Your Kids Play? And today we're talking about one of personally my favorite games of last year, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So this one actually comes out of a community request, and I don't know why I didn't do this beforehand, because Jedi Fallen Order is one of my favorite games of 2020, and definitely one of my all-time favorite Star Wars games. No game has truly captured lightsaber fighting like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Most Star Wars games focus heavily on crazy force powers, but this game focuses mainly on lightsaber dueling. Now, with that being said, there are force powers, but they're not your centralized power system where you'll be running around and just using crazy lightning and stuff like that and everything. No, it's force push, force pull, things like that. Jedi Fallen Order follows the story of Cal Kestis, who narrowly escaped Order 66 thanks to the sacrifice of his Jedi Master. Cal has been thrust into a journey of helping a fellow Jedi and trying to figure out how they can restore the Jedi Order. Cal faces everything from creatures, various different forms of stormtroopers, purge troopers, full-on vehicles like the AT-AT, a Sith, and even Inquisitors. This game is jam-packed with lightsaber action, which is why I love it so much. The game actually plays kind of like Dark Souls mechanics meets Star Wars storyline. What I mean by this is that mechanics like dodging, parrying, etc. are really essential to survival. Other than that, the storytelling is absolutely amazing. I mean, it is a Star Wars game. Much like those before him, Cal struggles with the Force, which demonstrates the human side of being a Jedi. I mean, we're often shown Jedi as being these absolute beings who either wield the power of good or evil, but storylines like this show us the path and struggles of Jedi's coming to be who they are. Now, what about a social component? Jedi Fallen Order is a single-player game, so there is no social component to this game. Now let's talk about replay value. The game has over 30 hours of gameplay, and leisure players like myself can spend anywhere from 40 to 60 hours on the game on your first playthrough. The worlds you get to visit are actually huge, which means that there's a lot to explore. Also, not to mention the costumes and lightsaber customization materials that you find scattered on each world. You may not find all these things in your first playthrough because it takes a lot of going back and forth, because you may not have a certain power or you may not be a high enough level to fight either a certain mini boss or complete a certain puzzle. So if you do love this game, which I know everyone will, you'll definitely find yourself playing a New Game Plus and revisiting planets to try and obtain anything you may have missed on your first playthrough. So, how much does the game cost? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is available for Windows, PS4, Xbox One, and it's also on Google Stadia. Across the board, the game costs $39.99, so you can grab your copy for Windows either on any platform, but really my choice is always downloading a game on Steam or the Epic Game Store. And then as for PS4 and Xbox, you can catch them on their respective online stores, or you can order a hard copy of the game as well. So, what's my rating? Is the game approved? I mean, I'm gonna be wild here, and I'm just gonna say this game's for everyone. When we take a look at things like the ESRB rating and stuff like that, those are just cover your butt kind of ratings that the company gives out to each game so that no one gets in trouble. But when you look at the E for everyone or E10 and up and stuff like that and everything, they always include things like mild violence. So what's mild violence? What is that? So I mean, this is a Star Wars game. Kids love Star Wars. If you're buying this game, you probably love Star Wars. This is a game that you can play with your kid. You can help them through. You may play yourself and then play it again with them. And there's no crazy cursing. There's no obscene amounts of blood or crazy ways people get murdered and stuff like that and everything. There's no nudity. There's none of that. I mean, it's a Star Wars game. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this game's great for everyone. So if you want to get your kid this game, if your kid's interested in this game, get it for them. Again, they'll love it. You'll love it. It's a great addition to the Star Wars universe. And again, it's probably the greatest Star Wars game I've ever played. It's gonna take a lot to top this one on any future Jedi installments that EA and Disney try to do. And I didn't mention it before, but the game is absolutely beautiful. Like, you can just like stand around and just stare at the scenery. Even like the character models, the creature models, like everything. It's just so great. And like the pairing system adds this like other level to the game where it's like the game's no longer like, if you've played other Star Wars games in the past that have Jedis and they mainly use force powers, it's like really easy because you just run around using your force powers, killing everything. But in this game, not everything gets taken out with one hit. There are enemies that can parry your lightsaber because a lot of people, remember, this is like post Order 66, so they're still hunting down Jedis across the universe right now, and Darth Vader is still very new to the suit and stuff like that, everything, and it's like, and on top of that, it's like I mentioned before, the Inquisitors are still around. So there's a lot of people that are outfitted for fighting Jedi, so the game's super interesting that you just can't just hack and slash your way through it. Like, there's a lot of skill that goes into the game and learning the game's mechanics and stuff like that, which is not something we see a lot in today's games, other than like, and that's why I compare it to like Dark Souls-esque games. It's Dark Souls is one of those genres that you really have to learn the game mechanics in order to play. I mean, until you get to a high enough level that you can ignore game mechanics. But Star Wars isn't like that, because when you start a New Game Plus in Fallen Order, you start back at level 1 and have to unlock all of your talents all over again. Well, that's it for this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get updated on all my weekly content. Please throw a like, drop down in the comments, let me know what game you want to see next, and I'll see you all next time.